Hey, welcome to sunny Mexico. I'm so happy you guys are here. I am so excited for this tutorial. This is going to be excellent tool in your arsenal to really give your clients that extra amazing image. You have the clients who have, you got dancers or you have kids running around outside with bare feet right before the session or during the session. Maybe you're having a specific stylized session where they run around in bare feet. I'm kind of picturing this little boy in overalls with no shirt and bare feet with the little cuffs rolled up on his legs. Adorable, right? Until he sits down, you see the bottom of his feet and they're completely dirty. That's what this tutorial is for, is how to clean up those feet and make them look a little more presentable. So we're going to get right into it. I'm not going to sit here very long and talk to you about anything else. I will say if you have comments, please put them in the comment section below. I can't really see them right now as I'm doing this tutorial. So I will answer them as I can. And but please post all the questions. I will answer all of them. I will give you the best information that I have. And yeah, let's get going. Here we have a photo of me. I took this specifically for this project, and it's a goofy photo, but I have dirty feet. I love to walk around outside barefoot, and that generally gives me dirty feet. So this is an excellent opportunity to show you how to clean feet in Photoshop. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we are going to take our remove tool over here. We're going to select that. We're just going to clean some of these areas up. Okay. I just want to make my brush a little bit bigger. We got some dirt there I want to take care of. We got some lines over here that I just want to smooth out a little bit. And the remove tool is really excellent for stuff like this. Okay. Little dots here and there on my feet. I have no idea what they are. I'll just clean them up a little bit. I also want to take out this big black spot over here. You can see, there we go. Maybe this one. It's not going to let me take out all of the dirt. Let me show you. It's just going to remove the whole toe. It's awesome. See, isn't that great? I love some of the things that this remove tool does. Anyways, okay, so that's why I'm not doing the whole thing. I am just going to clean up that one spot and maybe this one line right there. Okay. And yeah, so that looks really good as far as the remove tool part goes. So now what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this layer. So I'm going to label this bottom layer. No, can't spell. All right, and then I'm going to either right click and duplicate the layer and click OK. And there it is. Or the other way you can do it is just drag it down to this box down here, this square with a plus in there, and that will create the new layer as well. Okay, I'm going to layer this top layer. Name it top layer. I'm going to select the bottom layer here, and we're going to click on that same box, which will give us an empty layer in between the top and the bottom layer. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to right click this and I want to go down to convert to smart object. This will allow us to make changes to anything that we do on editing. Okay. Once we're done that, I'm going to go up here to filter, down to other, and up to high pass. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from 0.1. I'm going to zoom in to here where my foot kind of is in the photo. And I'm just going to slowly start going up in the numbers. You can see my outline of my foot is slowly starting to come through. So I'm going to just bring this part up because I want to be able to see. This is the dirtiest part of my foot. I want to be able to see the dirt. Okay, so just bring it up until you start seeing the dirt part. And you can see this dark area in here. That's all dirt. So is about there, I think is good. Okay. And the thing is, because we made this into a smart object, we can go in and we can redo that if we want it less grainy. That's what we can do if we have it as a smart object. You can do the same thing without making it a smart object, but then if you decide later there's too much grain or it's too crisp, I guess is the word, you can't change it. Okay, so now we can change it. All right, so then we're going to take that blending mode here and we're going to change it to overlay. All right, and you can see it makes everything really grainy. But that is so, I'll show you later why. I'll give you the lowdown as to why there. And if you think it's too grainy right now, no problem. Let's just take it down a nudge. All right, just do that. And then it takes it down just a nudge, right? But I want it back up at the 6.6. Okay, so now I'm gonna select this middle layer. We're gonna go to our eyedropper tool. And we're going to make sure that our sample size says 5x5 average. Okay, so it's in the menu here, 5x5 average. And we're going to take our sample and make sure that says current and below. Okay, and then we're going to select our brush tool. And we just want a regular soft brush, nothing, soft round, and 0 hardness. And whatever the size is up to you according to, I just choose according to what I am cleaning up. Okay, so I'm going to start with something easy. We're going to just use our eyedropper tool. You can do that with the brush tool selected by you can do that by using Option or Alt. It'll give you the eyedropper tool. And in this eyedropper tool has the same settings as if you were clicking on this tool, which is why we went over here to change them so that we'd have those settings available to us while using the brush tool. Okay, so I'm just going to click on here and I'm just going to paint over this. We just want a nice, smooth, clean up over. So now I have my flow at 6% and you might be thinking like there's nothing happening. Okay, let's take it up to 100 and let me show you how that looks. All right, so we're going to select from here because this big toe is highlighted and I want to clean up this big toe. And so we're selecting from here and this is where, and look at all of that. That's way too much, right? We can like, right? Way too much. Okay. That's why we take our flow down. You can choose, you can try different percentages to see what you like. The lower you have, the more it'll take to smooth it out, but it allows you more control. It gives you the ability to less is more when it comes to the skin. We don't want to change too much, but we still want to be able to change enough, right? So let's go back to this big toe. I'm going to go click up there again. I'm going to make my brush a little bit smaller and I'm just going to brush on some of these changes. Okay, I'm going to select some darker areas and I'm just going to brush in here. No, it's still too dark. I want to be able, I'm going to select up there. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, so you can see, and I want to leave this dark here for a second because I want that definition in there, but this is way too dark in there, right? So this is not as dark at all. I'm going to take and select from there, and I'm going to just run it over with the lighter color to bring that darkness down, but it's still dark. You still want to keep that shadow in there, right? If we take out all the shadow, it would just be a flat blob, and that's not cool. All right. So it looks pretty smudged, doesn't it? We're going to fix that. Okay. Just give us some time here. I just want to blend this in a little bit more. I'm going to take out some of that darkness there. Now I'm going to go to the pad of the foot and I want to just blend in some of this. So all I'm literally doing is selecting skin that looks okay, skin color, and smoothing it out over the areas that don't look okay. I'm taking out some dry skin here. And you can see like the rest of this it goes darker. So you could even just make this a little bit darker in there to kind of blend it in. And because we're using the lower flow, you could even take it down a little bit more. It just makes it easier to blend in multiple colors. Doesn't do too much all at once, okay? So that doesn't look too bad. This dark line here is going to be a little bit harder to get out because it's right on the edge, and like I can select and paint on here and it's going to paint. So I don't want to do too much, but I'm going to try by making my brush really small and zooming really far in and brushing just on that area. Because I'm using a soft brush, it's still going to smudge a little onto the white background, but that's okay. And it's okay if it's a little bit darker because there's shadows all over everything. It's what distinguishes the toe from the wall, basically, right? Okay, so let's go finish making our foot look good. Here's some skin patches I would like to fix up. So I'm just going to select some color. And by the way, this also works for taking dark circles out of the under eyes. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. All right. So that is not too bad. Even my heel isn't too bad, although it does look dirty, doesn't it, because of the shadows. This is where you would do some brightening up, some toning with your lighting and stuff. I didn't have any lighting when I took this. This is just natural light, so you can definitely make that all brighter. That's not part of this tutorial. This is just cleaning up the feet. And sometimes it's really hard, especially with feet, because there are so many tones. That's too bright or too dark. There's so many tones in a foot that it's really hard to differentiate. They're difficult. And that's why, I pick a lower flow because they are so difficult. You got to watch those tones, those skin tones. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to go over to my dodge tool, which brightens things up. I want to take that exposure down to around 10%, maybe a little bit lower even. I'm going to go to mid-tones. And on this same layer 1, I'm going to just brush and brighten things up a little bit, okay? In these darker areas. Now you can see how it's giving me white spots here. I don't want that. That's no bueno. Okay, so we're going to bring that exposure down just a smidge more, maybe around 5%. And I'm going to make my brush like that and just do a gentle once over there. Yeah, that's a little better. And maybe a little bit here, a little bit in there. Anywhere you kind of have a dark area that you'd like to lighten up just a little. Yeah, that looks really good. Okay. Okay, great. So now what I want to do is I want to kind of fix this edge a little bit. It's a little bit soft. So what I can do is go back to the remove tool. All right, still have this selected. And I'm just going to go around the edge of the toe. Just right there like that. And it just kind of fixes it up. You can even it won't work on this layer because I believe this is on this layer and I'm not sure why it's dark there, but you can even, maybe it is. It is on that layer. Okay. So you can just kind of clean up the wall there, but again, that's not really this tutorial. But yeah, so that kind of gives it a harder edge. And if you want to, if it's too hard, like now it kind of really stands out, we can just take the smudge tool, the blur tool, and take that strength down to like 5 or 7% there, and then just run it along the edge of the toe, and it kind of just takes the sharpness out of there, right? Okay, so that is our tutorial. Here's our before, here's our after. Looks much better, doesn't it? So now you want to see, if we turn off the high pass, it's just really blurry everywhere, right? So that's what the high pass does, is it kind of just gives it a it allows you to do skin correcting while keeping the grain of the skin, the texture of the skin. And here's where I say, okay, so if it's too grainy, like in here, we can go back in and we can go down. You know, we can give it less grain, but then it takes a lot of grain out of there, right? So that's why I go there, about like that. You could invert the smart filter. Ooh, that's fun. And paint in the grain if you wanted. Our flow isn't high enough. So yeah, you could paint it all back in and not have it on the toes so much, because this is just a cell phone picture. So there is a bit of, you know, so there's that. There is that option. And you know what else I don't like? I don't think it's gonna work to fix it, because I've got colors behind there, but this line is bugging me so much. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna try to fix it. And it's like that because we did some painting on it. So I'm just gonna do it a piece at a time. Yeah, that's much better. And I don't know why. Anyways, there. Yeah, that is a lot better. So there we have it. There is our tutorial for cleaning feet. And this works for under the eyes, if you have dark circles under your eyes, basically any dark spots, anything that you need to get rid of, but you need to keep the lines and the texture and everything underneath. This is one way that you can do it. And that is our tutorial for today. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm happy to be here with you today. I'm so excited for these tutorials. They're going to be a regular occurrence here on my page. And yeah, I want to give you some tools to put in your toolkit. So follow along, follow and like, and you know the drill. Subscribe. There's going to be there'll be a replay on here via YouTube. I'm going to post these to my YouTube channel, and then I'll post a link here for the replays. You'll be able to access them as much as you want. So you can use them as many times as you want until you get used to doing it. I don't know about you, but I don't remember how to do things unless I do them a lot. So sometimes it's really great just to have this little this video in a sort of arsenal of videos that I can refer to in the future. So yeah, it was great to see you guys, and thank you for being here with me, and we'll see you next time.